blah, blah, blah. All Beck has to do is post a little community tab post on their fucking YouTube, and they make like $20,000 because that's all they have to do. That's all they have to do. That's all they have to do.
Jesus
So rabies is
Christ.
real?
Yeah, man.
What do you
It's
mean
like a
rabies is
myth.
real?
I thought it was a myth. That's why I believe it. I believe what people say.
Yeah.
Duh.
That was.
First of all, I didn't think like animals actually got it, and yes, I do their fucking rabies shots.
Welcome to the Ghoul Logs, where I try to document and make Lcow Bus more tolerable. It's not. On today's episode... Hello, and welcome back to the Ghoul Logs. I'm Rin, and this is part 2 of episode 12 of Lcow Bus, titled, She Ran Away. In this segment, I'll be covering the remaining half of Amberlynn's crash out regarding her ex-partner, Beck. Props to Scooter for not backing down on this one. He actually made the show interesting for once. All right, this one's a long one, so let's get into it.
Now,
So according to this person, I'm the one who left Casey, by the way. You know, Casey, my abuser. So does that mean everything I'm saying is true? So since Beck left me, that means everything Beck's saying is true. Is that the way you want to think? No, the way that they want to think is Amberlynn is wrong about everything. Amberlynn is always the abuser, no matter if it's financially, physically, animally, mentally, emotionally, any sort of way possible.
look,
It's always Amberlynn in the wrong.
you.
And Scooter is now falling for the bullshit.
I'm not falling for the bullshit. Like Taze said, I don't know the lore, so I'm trying to get the full story here. That's all I'm trying
It's
to do.
not lore.
It kind of is, to
That
be honest.
Maldive
When
Shift
it-
super chatted $26.82. Scooters throwing ALR under the bus to get some of that Gaul World stank kitty and rage donos. What a
Sure
slack.
seems that way.
Duh! Why else would Scooter be doing this? I don't get why Sweet Tea is always acting brand new. I like her on the show, but I don't know if her and Scooter are playing good cop, bad cop, or is she really that dense?
Slag. What a slag.
Dude,
What a
I
slag.
no, look, here's the
What a
deal. I'm
slag.
on your side, but I want to know your history. Like, I'm an open book. Sweet Tea's an open book.
This
I am
motherfucking
an open
Uno
book.
Doso Trace 398 bullshit ugly
Amber!
fuck. You better shut the fuck up. You know nothing about me.
It's just
exactly-
like
As
a
I
give and
said,
take.
Rat super chatted $20. I love that Sweet Tea can't think for herself. She loves glazing Amber.
Think for myself.
Stop agreeing with Amber and get real. I get the Mount Dew rotted your teeth, but I didn't know it rotted your brain too.
Jesus
Shut the
Christ.
hell up. Don't talk about my sister
Listen.
like that.
I would call her out.
Sister? Amber, you told her to go choke on a piece of steak for watching Oh Lordy It's Geordie live streams.
If I heard even one thing that I thought was even remotely crazy, but
Well,
nothing has
believe
been.
Well, so is
crazy.
it not fair for
This
me to
has
do the
all
same
been
thing, though?
Regular fucking toxic relationship shit to me. That's all it is to me.
No, and I agree. Like, she's taking accountability for, like, them being emotionally abusive to one another. All I'm saying is you've got to... Like, whenever she has a job and you encourage her to quit that job and you encourage her to stay without a job, that does
Do you
sound
know
a little
why-
bit like
do you know
financial-
why
that.
Beck quit? Do you know why Beck quit? They worked in this like wood factory every day. They would come home. Oh, my back hurts. So you know what I did as the girlfriend that I am? Hey, I make hella money. Why don't you just quit? I'll support you. Where
So-
I slacked,
Ooh.
Beck picked up. Where Beck slacked, I picked up. But no one fucking wants to give me the fucking grace for that for some fucking reason.
Look,
So she did have a job while you were dating. At one point.
Yes, when we first got together. When we first
Scooter
got
said
together.
that you wouldn't let her have a
Well,
job.
I said that after she quit the job, she was in, like, what she said was she was encouraged not to get another job so she could be at home. And, like, look, she was helping on the, look, was she paid for the streams that she helped out on?
Fucking shit.
They shared
I'm
money,
going-
Scooter.
I literally feel like I'm going crazy
Okay,
right now.
See, that's
This is
the
my
thing,
own
though,
personal
Sweet Tea.
fucking hell.
So, let's get into the inheritance thing, then. So, like, we talked about how...
Let me explain it to you again.
Okay.
Beck got $5,000. Beck put it in the bank. We never spoke about it again because it was just there. Money and money. It's all dwindled together. Beck bought what they wanted, when they wanted, how they wanted. I never fucking say in it. Ever.
But
And might I add, I helped Beck's family financially so many times, my head is gonna pop off about it. So don't even fucking fuck with me when it comes to this bullshit financial. Did she wipe me? Yes. Yes.
again,
She
that's not a big
did.
issue.
Was I emotionally abusive and controlling and wanted her near me 24/7? Yes. Yes, it happened. But was I financially abusive? No. Was Beck a horrible partner too? Yes. Was I there for them for certain things? Yes. Was they there for were they there for me for certain things? Yes. We both are good and we both are bad. Point blank period. I'm tired of being pointed as just a bad girlfriend because that's not the way
At
it is.
Dirt Widow
I
12
have
as it $20, you danced on the way to a child's grave whose name you didn't learn and vlogged Destiny trying to grieve for content you ghoul.
Was that
They're
you?
talking about the fact that I was vlogging like my whole day. I used to vlog like my days. And I was in a car. We were going to several places, like we were running errands. And I happened to be dancing in the car, I guess. And I didn't show anywhere else we went. But the next clip was I was at a gravestone. And people equate that as me dancing on a child's grave.
Yeah, no, that's not fair. I'll give you that. That's not fair at all.
And that was like 10 years ago, might I add.
But
You know the lore from that, Scooter? Because I don't.
I don't know the lore, so I'll look into it. But
But
like
you
based
let
off of
that
that,
one slide, but nothing else?
no, I have heard ALR's entire story, so yeah, I'm gonna find something. I'm sorry, she has 15 years of fucking history on the internet. I'm not gonna be able to get to everything in one night. I hope I get to it all eventually, but it's gonna take time to get there. Amber, the way you were...
Who cares if I'm a fucking narcissist? Call me a narcissist. Call me anything you fucking want. I don't give a fuck anymore. Narcissistic goddess here in action, baby. Hello, hello.
Unhinged Lynn has arrived. I truly wonder if she ever watches herself back and feels embarrassed. Because when she gets mad, she'll just start yelling the most cringiest shit.
Team has always said you have to be a narcissist to be a good streamer, so.
Oh, it is great that we did not get 50 members. This would be so much worse. This would be so much
my
worse.
I would
God.
probably fucking rage quit like I'm about to right now.
Don't look.
Yeah, this is
I'm
ridiculous.
I
almost
can't wait
done.
to go hang out with your mama, someone who actually believes me and loves me and
I
cares
do,
about me,
I
unlike
do
my own
care about
actual
you.
co-host.
Dude, I have taken shit from every fucking angle for defending you as much as I have, and I intend to continue to defend you, but I need to know your story so I can properly defend you and still be genuine.
So,
I feel like you should have asked these questions in a more neutral way.
or maybe gave me a warning that we were gonna talk about my fucking past relationships. Let's talk about one of your past relationships. Have you been fucking perfect?
No.
Have you?
No, I haven't.
Exactly.
Absolutely not. But here's
Did
the
you
deal.
financially abuse any women?
Honestly, I probably did financially abuse my mother to some level. 100%.
Amber, do you hear yourself? You're admitting to what you're being accused of.
I did.
There we go. Hate on him. You ain't gonna hate on
But
him
here's
no
the
more,
difference.
bitches.
Here's the difference. I'm taking accountability for it. And the way you were talking about the money before, it sounds like it was something you were using to hang over her head. It really does to me. Okay, look. Let's move. Okay, look, it's fine. Let's move on to the inheritance. All right, so that goes into the joint account. Hold on. No, because I still haven't gotten to make my point. Every single time you say your side, then donations come in and I don't get to make my point, which is...
Scooter!
How does she end up with only $100 whenever there was a count in her name? Welcome to Bandworld Savannah. How does she only leave with $100 whenever she had a $6,000 inheritance and you were making money hand over fist?
When we broke up, Beck still stayed. We both still stayed on that bank account and still got to use whatever money for months and months and months. Beck was still using my money, inheritance money, whatever fucking money you want to call it. I don't give a fuck. Whatever money.
You're still acknowledging that you were in control of the finances, which is a significant point. You made Beck dependent on you. No one is saying you should have provided them with an endless supply of money, but you did promise to pay them for the live streams, and you never followed through. If you genuinely wanted Beck to disappear from your life, you could have simply paid them to leave, and this all could be done.
Were you...
Was still being used. I was like, Beck, you don't have a job? Free for all. But then I got into a relationship where my partner's like, I feel disrespected because you're allowing your ex-partner to have free range over all the money you're making on YouTube.
But you know that was never the case, Amber. Cope, cope, cope.
Okay, so you were making
Never
money
got
off
a
of
job
YouTube at that
after
point.
y'all broke up.
I guess that's where I'm confused is if you were making this money, again, I don't understand how she leaves the relationship with only $100 if she was spending your money.
That's not what fucking happened. Holy fucking shit. Oh my god.
Okay,
Are
then
you
how-
not listening to me?
How much money did she have when she
No
left?
wonder why
Because
your mom fucking rages at you.
she said that she left with $100. A lot of people...
That didn't happen.
Okay, so what did happen?
I just told you.
So how much? So she had her full $6,000 when she left, or $5,000. That's what you're saying.
She said she spent it over the course of them breaking up on her, right?
But here's the deal. One second you're saying that you're supporting her, you're paying the money to support her, and then the next second she has no money left to live off of after you guys break up. That's where I'm confused.
I feel like I'm speaking a different language.
I feel like you are too, to be completely
Explain it a
honest.
different way, Amber, because it is a little hard to understand.
At Drama Alert Super Chatted $20.
Fuck off,
Give
dude.
this to Beck.
Where'd the inheritance money go?
Yeah, so where did that money end up?
So we went on vacation to Gatlinburg because that was where their mom, like the
At
dream.
I said Rat Super Chatted $20. Scooter saw that the stream views were falling because Amber is boring. She's
so
like
boring.
a soggy piece of white bread. Scooter for sure set her up tonight with this line of questioning to get the super chat dollar and views up.
No shit. That's the whole point of the LCU. Let's not act all innocent now. Remember, Amber? You said yourself you'd answer every question asked. You just weren't expecting it from your usual sweeper of a co-host.
I still have Amber's back. I've heard her like a lot like about her childhood and shit, like behind the scenes, and I care about you, but at the same time,
GW, whatever the fuck, you need to change that username. If I'm so boring, why the fuck are you here? Because I know you're here from Girl World, you dumb fuck.
did you
They're
just
here
tell
for
me
Scooter.
did you just tell me to hold on so you could read like a random message in the chat?
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go.
I think Scooter's trying to kiss the ass of the fucking people that hate you. I honestly do
I'm trying
right
to find the answers here because I do care about you,
Yeah.
but I want
They're
to
all
know the
giving you
truth.
W's.
And I've had to take accountability for my fuck ups in life, and
Everyone wants to call me a fucking clown. How about donate $500 and I'll fucking dress up, or not really dress up because that's hard to do.
It's not hard to be a clown, Amber. A clown is what you are every day you're still with Tommy.
My whole face will be a fucking clown. I'll do a clown makeup. I've never done that before.
That could be
I'll
cute.
be a clown. I'll be a narcissistic clown all fucking day. Just pay me
How
some
would
money.
what would that look like?
I don't know. Who knows?
Like
Probably
a fucking
act like how I'm acting
drag
now.
queen
Yeah.
type makeup.
At
Oh,
Deb's
Jesus.
Pantyhose Super Chatted $20. Free
Deb's
range?
Pantyhose.
They're not a chicken. You didn't let her keep the money as a way of punishing her for breaking up with you. What were you TikToking about in the car while Beck went to pick out her mom's headstone?
The fuck
So-
does that matter?
Beck was picking out a headstone, and I asked the family, do you guys want to do it alone, or do you want me to go for support? You know, because I want to be there for my partner. And they were like, you know what, we're just going to do this as the three sisters.
None of this is a flex, Amber.
And I said, okay, I'm going to sit in the car. I'm scrolling TikTok, I'm looking at Instagram, replying to emails, I'm just doing all kinds of stuff. And I film a TikTok. What am I supposed to do? Sit there and stare at the floorboard?
Well,
I don't fucking know. That doesn't mean I'm not sympathetic or empathetic to my partner who just lost their mom.
I guess you should be like a Victorian woman and wear black for 10 years.
I mean, it's getting kind of crazy that, like, no matter what I do, it's always fucking wrong. If the roles were reversed, I wouldn't give a fuck if my partner filmed a fucking TikTok.
So,
Why would I care?
look,
What does that have to do
I
with
must have
anything?
different values than most people, because I fucking feel like most of this shit is stuff that, like, most people, or, like, some people have to go through, and they just don't talk about. Like, it's not publicized on the internet.
Amber puts her entire life online. The only one who makes Amber look bad is Amber, sweet tea.
You know, and I don't think we're cutting her enough slack here.
it's about getting the full story, and I feel like you're dancing around where the money went from the inheritance. Like, I really do. No, you even agreed, sweet tea, that it was not really clear where that money ended up. If she had $5,000 and you were still making all this money from YouTube, where did that $5,000 end up? Why was she left with some low amount of money?
It was spent over time. Does that make sense? We
At
were
John
still together
SNN
for a
super
long time.
chatted $20. Amber, ignore the chat, focus on the show. Stop giving
Thank
attention
you.
to the greys. Money is the motive, baby. Let them pay for it.
Okay,
What a
You're right.
sweetheart.
I'm going to fan funding. That's the only thing I'm going to see. Oh, wait, I can't. Damn it!
At Pistachio
I forgot.
Green super chatted $19.99. If Beck was buying food, gas, etc. for months afterwards, doesn't that mean that they used the inheritance money? Not your money? Did they spend more than $5,000 during those months?
I know for a fact on weed alone, yes.
were you smoking weed with her?
No, I bought my own and I was smoking by myself with my girlfriend.
So, what you really mean, Amber, is that Beck was getting themselves weed while they were fetching it for you. We all know the only reason Beck held on to that card for as long as they did was because they were still doing your errands.
For men too? Alright, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Shut the fuck up, Jessica Jingle. Fucking
At
bullshit.
I Like Tuddles 127 super chatted $20. Amberlynn didn't even go to Beck's mum's funeral.
Do you
Is
want to
that
know
true?
why, you guys? Yeah, do you want to know why?
Yeah.
It was a week after my hysterectomy, where I couldn't even really walk.
Let's be honest. Beck and their family probably was relieved Amber wasn't there.
Oh.
Okay.
And it was 3 hours away.
Oh shit.
I
Okay.
couldn't even get out of bed.
Look, I don't want to get too personal here, but like, what was the relationship between you and her family? Because like, I heard that like at one point they held an intervention
Oh.
against her, telling her to like leave you.
Yeah. So, and to my face, they liked me. They would ask me for money all the time, and I would give it because that's just the type
Really?
of person I am. For vet bills, for food, electricity. It didn't matter what it was for.
At Jonatoy at 1074 super chatted $20. Tell them about the voicemail where you called her dying mother ungrateful. This is reactive and I'm not responsible because I'm hurting. Peel chicken nuggets for us. Sorry. Reactive again.
Oh,
So, to my face, you know, all of that. But behind my back, they were telling Beck to leave me and all this stuff. So, to my face, they were just being nice to get money for me.
so
Okay.
what is this about you like leaving her mom a voicemail or something? Is that true?
Yeah, we got into an argument. I am not going to speak ill of the situation, but there was a reason why I left that. There was a really big argument that we had, and Beck's mom said some very awful things to me.
Amber, Beck's mom is dead. You had a fight with Beck's mom when she was dying and worried about the safety of Beck. Let's please be so for real.
It was the only time that we got into an argument, and it was pretty bad. And my voicemail got leaked, but none of what she said to me got leaked because
do
I
you
am not
know?
that type of person. Yeah, what do you know? How weird is that?
I don't know.
So
Yep. But this is smuggling, as you can tell.
let me try rephrasing my question from before.
Thank you, Scooter.
After her mom died, after Beck's mom, or excuse me, I apologize, guys. I really do. My bad. After their mom died, were you still financially supporting Beck?
Yes, I was still with Beck
Okay, so
For how long
in a
after?
relationship. Like 14 more months. We broke up.
Whoa.
We broke up about 6 months after, but I was supporting Beck for a year, like another whole year.
okay.
So you can see how her inheritance could have got spent in that time,
well,
right, Scooter?
no, because here's my
I mean, it
next
had to
question.
have,
Here's my
right?
next question. Were you still making money off of YouTube? Because before you said you were making like $150,000 a year.
Yes, I was making a lot of money.
You can you not see why I'm confused here? You were making a lot of money, and like you'd been supporting them for however long, and then the inheritance comes in, and the inheritance disappears whenever it's all in the same account.
Yeah, it's just chilling. Or being
Okay, so
spent,
it
or
was
whatever.
Well, is it chilling or is it being spent?
How the fuck do I know? All our money was together.
Okay, I obviously we can't get too into financials, but again, how much of the inheritance did she get, or did they get when they left?
What's that matter? They had the
From the
500.
time that- let me answer this way. From the time that Beck got the inheritance and it hit the bank to the time that me and Beck like literally closed all communication when it came to finances through that time, Beck probably spent a good $40,000. So do you think that the 5,000 was probably in
40,000.
that? Do you think that?
What did
Do
they?
you think that it was
What
probably
did they
in
spend
there?
$40,000 on though?
Everything.
What?
I would spend the same amount of shit. We spent. When I first got with Beck, they had maybe like 5 T-shirts. You know, a handful of movies.
So you guys
But
both
once
spent
we
it.
broke up, they had a whole. Oh yeah, I would spend money. Like, are you kidding? We both were like shopaholics. With whose money though?
That's what I'm trying to
So
figure
how the
out. Because
fuck-
if you're financially
So
supporting
how
her,
the
making all
fuck did
them
I find?
making
But
all
why
this
should
money on
Amber be
YouTube.
spending
Fuck.
everything and Beck not spend a dime of her inheritance the whole 14 months they've been together?
I feel like I'm going crazy.
I feel like I'm going crazy too because all of this money was in the same account. So like whenever they left, how much money did they leave with? What is your side of the story?
They got to use whatever they wanted.
At Kayla10101 super chatted $20, Beck continues to make money to this day off of ALR's name. Beck will make money for decades off of the ALR fame. Also, why are we acting like $5,000 is a huge amount of money? That is like 1 month of bills after a breakup. At Remo the
Yep.
Turk super chatted $20, I personally don't understand the hate from Gall World since I never followed it, but cheers to you ALR for learning to ignore more, take hits on the chin, and for growing a thicker skin to help your co-hosts thrive.
Listen,
you.
I get it. I'm coming off as a complete narcissistic bitch, but if people want to give me this energy, I'm going to give it back.
So to go back to the other donation, yeah, $5,000 isn't a crazy amount of money, but if they left and only had $100 is a crazy low amount of money. Like
Scooter.
Yes,
She had that for 14 months while Amber and her were together.
I'm just
You don't think there's
asking
any way
how
she could have
much
spent that money in 14 months?
it's they and how much did they have when they left? That's the question I'm
I know,
asking.
say they.
They had free range like a fucking chicken.
No.
over
After the
bank.
account split, after you guys broke up,
After
how
the
much money
account
did they
split,
have?
We were already broken up for like more than over half of a
Yes.
year.
Amber can't provide a straightforward answer to this question without undermining her entire argument. If Beck never had to pay for anything, then how did they end up with nothing? Sure, you could argue that Amberlynn shouldn't have to shoulder all the financial responsibility, and that's a valid point. However, let's not overlook how gleeful Amber was when Beck left with nothing. She found it amusing and took delight in it. Amber went out of her way to ensure Beck walked away with nothing, driven by spite, and that's well documented. Is Beck perfect? No. But they certainly didn't deserve what Amberlynn has done to them, and what she continues to do. That's why Amber won't answer the question directly, because she knows she was shittier than she had to be to Beck.
But-
They had 0.
So at that point, you weren't financially supporting them, but I thought before you said you were.
$9.99. One more time original bus watchers are over this crap. We don't care. We want old school bus and sweet tea fun, not whatever this bullshit is.
Yeah,
Well-
Scooter, you son of a bitch.
Welcome to
Can we
Cash
just,
Cow,
like,
Sneaky.
at this point, you know what? This isn't Lcow fucking Bus anymore. I don't know what to say about it, okay? You either want me or you don't. Because if I'm gonna be here, this is how it's gonna be, point blank period. People are going to hate me 24/7, and I'm gonna have to react with the same type of fucking energy because I'm tired of being walked all over. I don't care if it's from hosts, I don't care if it's from chatters.
I don't understand if you were supporting. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just confused. You are financially supporting them, and yet all their money is gone.
14 months, motherfucker!
But 14 months where she claims that she was supporting them financially.
How were you able to be outside while they were planning the funeral, but then you said you couldn't attend the funeral cause you had a hysterectomy?
Because
That's a
they
good
knew
question.
that they knew that their mom was dying.
All right. Let me see.
What?
You'll send it to
Go
me.
back
Okay,
and
then.
watch the fucking videos since you guys act like there's proof of everything all the time. And Sneaky, are you in my fucking bank account? You don't fucking know shit.
Atchmet 3961 super chatted $19.99. ALR still gave them money after they broke her up and Feline told her to quit helping her scooter.
Okay, so is that the
Are
point?
you understanding?
Is that the point when the account split?
Yes.
So I guess again, I'm not understanding how they ended up with so little money. Like, how was that money split at that point? Claim.
Like you are purposely acting like the dumbest I've ever
He's
seen
being
you, and I've been
obtuse.
watching you for a long fucking time.
Look, we can move
He's
on
being
from this
straight
and
up
now.
obtuse.
Not fair to give Beck a fair shake too, though, and that's all I'm trying to do here. That's all I'm trying to
No,
do, because
it's
we've
not
talked
fair.
about them on the stream. If we've already talked about them, I
Okay.
feel like their side of the story deserves to be heard as well. You've had the
we
chance. This
talked
is
about
your
her once.
platform. Yeah, we spent 2 days going over all of her previous relationships. We did that.
Well, you know what, Keem, call this Lcow Beck at this point. Lcow Beck,
Oh my
fucking
God.
Glazer.
Why
Yes.
do I care about the money? Because I think it's fucked up that they lost their entire inheritance. Apparently, we're left with $100, and I can't get a straight answer on how much money they had when they left. Like, I feel like that's not a hard question to answer.
Did they try to ask? Did they
Scooter.
try to ask for money after saying that?
Scooter, listen. What does this mean to you? 2020, the summer of 2020, inheritance goes into the bank.
Yes.
We break up the winter of 2021. Then the fall of 2020. No, that's when she proposed. Fuck.
No, Tina, no, D. I don't
You're
think
got me all
I don't
fucking-
think it's impossible for somebody to spend $5,000 in 14 months, of course.
So
But
you're getting me fucking
whenever
twisted.
she says that she's been financially supporting her that entire time, I do get a little bit confused. So
It's a give
I
and
was
take.
supporting.
She's
Look.
not Amber's child, Scooter.
but she
Oh my God.
She says she was financially. She's not her child. She had no obligation to do that. That was a very nice thing of ALR to do. 100% I agree with that. 1,000%. You're a good person for that. I just want to know how much money they had whenever you guys split the accounts, because they claimed they had no money, and apparently you said earlier the account was in their name. So I just want to get to the bottom of that.
We did.
Don't feel that way. I do not feel that way, but look, I guess I'll look on it
What
some
answer
more.
do you want?
I want to know how much money they had when they left. That's what I'm asking. That's what I've been asking for them.
Right?
After we broke up, they got months and months and months of unlimited money.
I'm talking
Does
about
that make sense?
after you are no longer.
Why does that fucking matter?
Why can't you just answer
We
the
were
question?
already broken up for 6 months. Why does that matter?
All right.
That's a good.
Look,
That's a good point.
let's revisit it tomorrow, because
No.
Revisit tomorrow.
No.
How did Beck get paid for being in your streams and still left with no money?
And you know what's funny about that? You know what's funny? Beck got so much fucking money from me and never had to pay a single tax penny. I had to pay all the taxes. So I was losing out on so much fucking money between Beck and between taxes. Fuck all of you. Literally every single last one of you, and Scooter, you're included.
Egrom, and welcome to Fan World. Look, we're gonna be sending you guys over to Pit in just a minute. I see a lot of W's.
Damn, there's a
so
lot of W's.
Look, I will do more research on this, and I'm not trying
Do
to.
more research.
I'm not trying to upset you or bury you or anything like that. I just
You're
want to know
doing
the
research
truth.
from biased motherfuckers.
Amber, whether you like it or not, everything used against you comes directly from your own words. It's not our fault you can't tell the same story consistently. If you really want to move on from this mess, just admit that you screwed Beck over and be done with it. They were your caretaker for many years, and you both faced significant health challenges together back then. Beck is still dealing with serious health issues now. What's the point of denying any of this? If you truly accepted it and moved on, so would everyone else.
That's the point.
I've
You're
heard-
asking stupid questions.
I have heard your story, and now I'm listening to Beck's side of the story. I'm not listening to a detractor. I'm not listening to a reaction channel. I'm listening to Beck, the other half of that relationship. I'm sure you guys have both lied about things. The truth is somewhere in the middle.
Haven't they both made money off each other's names?
Yeah. That's all Beck does
Then
now.
how do we go
All
back?
Beck has-
Then let's go back to the
all
other thing.
Beck, all all Beck has to do is post a little community tab post on their fucking YouTube and they make like $20,000 because that's all they have to do. That's all they have to do. That's all they have to
Damn.
do.
And that's a wrap, folks. Wow, this has been the biggest episode I've ever covered. I hope everyone enjoys both parts. What always surprises me about an Amberlynn meltdown is just how oblivious she is to her own bad behavior. It's genuinely unsettling. Special thanks to everyone who's been so supportive and kind as this channel grows. I truly appreciate it. Until next time, I'm Rin, and this has been the Ghoul Logs. Thanks for tuning in.